Hello, welcome back to Salty Sunshine. We shoot the salt. How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing really good. How are you?
Good.
Just content consuming.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Love is Blind today to catch up.
Yeah, so we have Love is Blind on deck. We have With Love, Megan. I watched a few things this weekend. I'm gonna go through the quick little four-item list. There's a there's a movie called You're Cordially Invited on Prime TV. It's with Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell. You would think it's like a good movie, right? Because they're really good actors. And the last movie Reese Witherspoon had on Netflix with Ashton Kutcher, I don't know if you remember that one. I couldn't get through like 10 minutes of it. It was bad. And she's awesome, so that was surprising. But so this one, You're Cordially Invited, it was a little better than that one, but it wasn't good. It was funny, it had funny parts and it wasn't as terrible as the other one, but in all, it wasn't a great movie. And then Almost Pregnant with Amy Schumer. She has a movie on Netflix, Almost Pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Dumbest movie ever. Don't bother watching it.
Wow.
I don't
I
know what's
didn't
going
think
on
it
with
was
these
gonna be
movies.
good.
But she has some good movies and she's funny, so I don't understand.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
but the whole
then
concept just sounded dumb, so.
yeah, it did sound dumb. You're right. And then the Luigi doc, the guy that killed the CEO
Mm-hmm.
of United Healthcare. So they have a new documentary on HBO Max, and it's such a waste of your time. It's literally just what we've seen on TV. They
Well,
always
of
do that.
course it is. They always come out with a documentary so quickly just to like have it out, but there's no information yet. Like the trial hasn't been done, like there's no information.
That's like a huge waste of production. You're just putting out news clips.
Well, that's what Netflix and like all those things are. Like they just try to get out so much content. But like that's why Apple TV, like their stuff is gonna be good, but they like don't put out as much. They put out like two things a year.
That's so true, but I'm sorry. I've been watching Severance. I've never watched a show so long that I don't know what in the world is happening. I need someone smarter than me to tell me what's happening.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying it's so good, but then I also hear people saying it's too confusing.
And it's kind of boring.
Yeah, because it's so confusing, maybe? I don't know. Or it's so slow. It's a lot of
Yeah,
development.
I have no idea. And then remember the show Suits? Did you ever watch Suits?
Um, I started watching it, but I didn't ever finish it.
Well, that show is amazing, and there's a reboot out. I don't know. So the reboot is not, it basically is a new cast, and I guess it's just like years later, because they do reference, like the head guy, whatever his name was, they kind of reference him, so it's maybe his nephew or something. So it's just kind of like a show continuing, but with different people.
Gotcha.
I think that's on Peacock or something. I don't know.
Well, apparently Suits is actually really good. Wait, but
You
Meghan
think?
Markle isn't in it.
No, she's not in it.
Well,
No,
she probably should have gone back to something like that
she doesn't
instead of.
want to. Yeah, she probably. I don't know. Did you see the whole debacle with the Giggly Squad, Paige and Hannah doing the Vanity Fair red carpet?
Yeah, people think that they were a little obnoxious.
Well, we already saw the debacle with Babyface. These, like we talked about last time, these influencers and podcasters need to get off the red carpet. That's not their expertise, and it's painful and unnecessary. We have
Right, they don't
journalists.
know how to interview properly.
They don't even train them. Like, if you want to do that, like maybe take some training before you do it.
Right.
It's not
Yeah, I
professional.
don't like influencers on the red carpet. They always interrupt. They always kind of almost talk about themselves. They never ask good questions.
It's awful. They fangirl out. It's like, stop. And then
Mm-hmm.
talk over each other. It's like, this is annoying.
Yeah, and I don't think they should have done like a dual interview because Hannah would ask a question and then Paige would say something right after and kind of cut the person off.
Yeah, because they
And
only
it's
have a
like
few
not a
minutes.
podcast of just them two.
Yep. They're not
Also,
trained.
they have these podcasters that like don't ever have people on that they interview. So like they're not interviewers. Like it would be different if it was a podcaster who typically interviews people, but they never interview anyone. They literally just talk to each other.
Yeah. No, and they're just, and they're not trained to be, you have to have some sort of professional aesthetic, and you have to, let them finish speaking, or be professional, talk about business aspects, but keep it light at the same time. I mean, it is an art form, it's just like anything else, like a host of newscaster, anything. Like, you
Yeah.
have to know what you're doing, and it has to flow right, and they don't know what they're doing because that's not what they do.
Yeah, they needed more training because I did think they were kind of funny, but it was too much.
And that's like the Vanity Fair Oscar after party. It's not even, Nickelodeon. It's like it has to be more composed.
Right.
But Meg the Stallion, okay, what Hannah said was like silly. People take everything too far. I don't, people just want to be upset. I mean, it was like not the best thing for her to say, but my God, everyone's like losing their mind.
Oh, the fighting thing?
Yeah, it's like, okay, whatever. It's
I
just a
mean,
dumb
I guess
comment.
it does make sense if like the only time you ask that is like to a rapper and you're just like assuming it's about fighting when she like herself has said before like she's too cute to fight, like that's not what she's about. So I guess that is why people are upset.
Well, Hannah said it makes me want to fight. She didn't say the song was about fighting. It's just like it hyped her up.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess, but it's just like not relatable to her. So
Well,
wait, who is
whatever.
it? Megan?
People,
Yeah, it's not relatable to Megan. So
yeah. Well, I feel like people can't just say she messed up and like move on. Like they just have to take it so far, and that's my point. Like it's just like everything. It doesn't have to be World War III. Like it's crazy.
yeah,
Um, Another drama. Bethany Frankel, the skinny girl from New York Housewives. So she, she's constantly on TikTok. I think she posts like 100 TikToks a week. Like she's always on TikTok about everything. So they send her all this stuff and she tries it and she says she likes it or not. She's very honest. Have you heard of Lashify, the company Lashify?
yeah.
So apparently Bethany had like another brand sent her, Pro Lash, sent her their product. So she's like, it's really good. And she tried it. She's like, it's amazing. So apparently Lashify DM'd Bethany saying, "Listen, we're in a lawsuit with Pro Lash because they're stealing our whatever. What do you call that? Their product, the way they
Like
do their
their
product,
formula.
their formula, or yeah. So they're in a lawsuit. So I suggest, I don't know what the wording was verbatim, but they're basically saying take that down because now you're involving yourself, like you're making yourself part of this lawsuit, and like threatening her, like it was a nasty message."
Oh,
Bethany made a video right away.
oh my
She's
gosh.
like, let me tell you something. People send me stuff. I'm going to post what I want when I want. You can fuck off. I'll give you 10, 10 numbers of 10 lawyers you can call if you want to try to sue me. You're going to lose. Like, she ripped that lady to shreds, and it was so crazy.
Yeah, don't people know by now like she's gonna post about it if you reach out to her?
But it just didn't make sense because they're suing ProLash, which obviously Bethany has no idea. That's not her life. So she's like, that's not my problem. Like,
Well,
they're
is it
suing
was it not
ProLash.
just like a warning to Bethany? Like instead, maybe they weren't being rude.
No, they were basically telling her, take that down and don't promote that because we're suing them. Like, what does Bethany care? That's not her problem.
I guess. Yeah.
So Lashify is suing ProLash, and what does that have to do with Bethany? She could still say she likes
Well,
ProLash.
maybe they're just like warning Bethany, like, hey, these people aren't ethical and they're stealing our product and we're gonna sue them and like it's not a good look.
It's still out of line, I think, because she has nothing to do with it, and your lawsuit is your business, not mine.
I guess.
They didn't do anything wrong, and apparently, so ProLash owner came out saying that they didn't steal anything, and a lot of people, you come up with a product, and a million other people are going to come out with a similar product,
Right.
and so the owner from Lashify, everybody's clowning on her because apparently she's done this to a lot of people, and she's super aggressive. So
Who, Bethany's aggressive or
no,
Lashify?
The lady owner from Lashify.
Oh.
Apparently.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Bethany's the wrong person to do that to. She will put you on blast.
No, I saw it and I was confused at first, and then I was like, "Oh my God." No, she was pissed and she just, yeah. I love that though. She's not like tiptoeing around.
Right.
It's great.
You can trust.
So
That's why you can trust her.
you could trust that she's not like that she's just like being real about it. But yeah. So and then she also posted so apparently she bought a condo in Miami, Bethany Frankel. So she was here, she comes down a lot, whatever. So she was here and Alex Earl lives in Miami. And so Alex Earl left unwell and nothing to do with what I'm saying, but she was going to have dinner with Bethany, Alex Earl. And so I guess she got her dates mixed up and she stood Bethany up. And Bethany did like an outfit like, get ready with me to go meet Alex Earl, this shit. And then Alex stood her up.
Oh.
But she made fun of it. Like, she didn't blame her. It was like an honest mistake. And she's like, I'm making fun of her. Like, don't come at her or anything. I'm like, she's fine. We're going to see each other tomorrow type of thing. But
Right. She has to put that disclaimer
yeah.
because
And
people will
then,
attack her.
yeah. And then Alex, the next day they went out and videoed it, whatever, but it was funny. And oh my God, this other girl came out saying, Alex, girl, you better run from Bethany because Bethany uses people like you and I that we're young and we're hotter and we're fresher, and she's going to drain you and she's going to try to take over your life. This crazy other girl said that about Bethany.
That is like, what is she to use witchcraft to like take her youth? Like,
Well,
what?
Well, she claims that Bethany tried to do business with her and make her sign contracts that basically Bethany owned her life and owned all her
Mm.
stuff. And she's like, you better run or whatever.
Well, maybe that is true.
I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. Real quick before we get into Love is Blind, remember Casey Anthony, the mother that supposedly killed her child, but she was never convicted?
Yeah.
Did you see her on TikTok?
No, that's the last place she should be.
I'm actually shocked that she hasn't come out all these years because that was a very long time ago. And you would think she would come out just like all these other people and make money. Um,
Right.
but she just came out saying she's like going to be a legal defense for children or something. Like it's something
What?
insane. Yeah,
Okay, she should not be involved with anything with children.
I know.
Um, that's actually insane. Who would hire her?
Well, like more like an advocate or something. Like,
That's
yeah,
so weird.
she's going to
What
be
if
a
she didn't
legal
do it?
advocate on TikTok.
Huh?
So she basically came out saying she's going to be a legal advocate on TikTok.
Hmm. I mean, people are gonna follow her. People love that kind of stuff, unfortunately.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe she didn't do it sooner, but she's basically saying she feels compelled to advocate for herself and for her daughter. Like she's doing it for the good and safety of other kids. Like what?
Well, maybe she didn't do it, even though she
There's
did.
no way. There's no way she didn't do it.
Yeah,
It's
no, she
like
did. That's
it's like
actually
saying
crazy.
what's that guy?
And
OJ Simpson.
like,
It's like
she
saying
should
OJ.
have just come out on social media and done something else, but the fact that she's being connected to children is so bizarre.
Yeah.
That's a
She
terrible
said
move, but I'm sure people will watch.
She said, as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at it as a blessing as opposed to a curse that it has been since 2008. Damn, that happened in 2008. So you know
Hmm.
the messed up part is she probably did it, and let's say that she is reformed, like maybe she did all this work on herself and did whatever. She can't come out now and say, "Listen, I've learned a lot, even though I did something awful back then." Like she can't admit it, right? Because she was acquitted.
Oh, well, yeah, of course you can't admit it.
But my point is, like, if that's the case, she has to kind of just act like she didn't do it and then like still do this, and as opposed to I did
Yeah.
that, I messed up, I learned my lesson, I did all this work. She can't say that.
Yeah, like she can't really say that she's a changed person.
Right.
Because then you're like, changed from what?
Yeah. Change from like murdering your offspring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, I know. I wonder what direction she's gonna take with this.
yeah. It's nuts. All these people like there's nothing you can't there's nothing you can do that you can't bounce back from.
Right, this is supposed to be like the lowest of the lows, and people will still probably make her famous.
Yeah. All right, Love is Blind. So you're almost up to date. You have an episode or two left, but you basically I feel like the last episode is like a fluff anyways. I fast forwarded through that wedding day. I don't need to see them talking to their parents and all
Right.
this all that crap I don't need to see
Way too
because
long.
it's kind of nuts too, the people that say no. They're literally acting like they're about to get married.
Yeah, up until the whole, like the wedding altar. But they
But
must,
this
well, we
yeah,
always say like they must have like a contract where they have to go through with it, but then other people pull out before, so that
right, they don't
clearly
have a
isn't true.
exactly.
So they just like want TV time, I guess.
You want to hear something else that's crazy? There's two other couples. I read that there's two other couples that got engaged but didn't make the quote unquote cut to go to the honeymoon. It's like, wait, what?
I think that happened last season. I think that happens every season.
How could they not put people that actually like got engaged and want to be together on the show?
I don't know. I guess they chose wrong. Like they don't know who to choose, but they can only take like six couples or something like that.
I oh, I guess you're right. Oh, you're I guess that's true.
They only
They
have a
can't
certain
take
amount of spots.
so they had more people get together than they thought, yeah.
Yeah, and they just don't show the people who get engaged.
Oh, that's kind of annoying because you want to know about there's like so there was
Well,
two
there's just
couples.
so much fluff in the show that it's like you can add those people in.
The two couples, one is still together now and one has broken up since, but it's like you want to know their story.
Hmm.
All right. What do you want to start with?
Should we start with Dave?
Dave the slave. No, I'm kidding. The slave to his sister.
Seriously, he's in love with his sister.
Can you imagine that his sister has nothing to do with anything and he's just using her name and she's like, you jerk. Everyone hates me.
No, literally, people were like, plot twist, he doesn't have a sister.
Oh my God, I saw today and I think I reposted it. Remember that episode on Friends when when um Rachel is dating this guy that has a crazy weird relationship with his sister and they like kind of make out and like
Oh,
touch each
yeah.
other weird. They said that was David's sister. I
Honestly,
thought
it
that was so
probably
funny.
is.
All right, so they come out of
He's
the
mentioned way too much, like grow a backbone. He
oh,
either didn't like her. I feel like Rachel's sister is either really mean or she has nothing really to do with it. She might have made one comment about it and that's it. And then Dave kind of ran with it because he wanted out.
you said Rachel's sister. You meant Dave, right?
Oh, Dave's sister, yeah.
Wait, why did he mention in the pods why he brings her up so much? Like, what's the deal? What's the story? Like, what's why is he even bringing her up so much?
I think he's just like close with his sister and respects her. Like he
He didn't.
wants her to like who he's marrying.
Did he lose his parents or something that he has to be so close to his sister?
No, they mentioned his dad, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Because I'm just like, like, so, usually when that happens, it's because your sister is the one that raised you or something different
Right.
happened. It's
I
not
don't
just
remember him
random.
saying that. I think they just have a weird relationship, if it's all true.
So when they came out of the pods, and it's a shame because he's cute, right? He's not
Right.
ugly or anything. So when they came out of the pods and they got to the honeymoon and they met everyone, he was like asking everyone, "Have you had sex? Have you had sex? Have you had sex?" I thought that
Yeah.
was funny. It's like, okay, relax, dude.
Is it
I
because he
had they
wanted to talk about it? Yeah, I don't know why he was like so. All
did
he did was talk
Lauren.
about sex, talk about like ask everyone if they had sex, and then talk to her about her sex life.
Oh my God, you're so right.
But then he claims he hasn't had sex in who knows how long. He like doesn't remember the last time.
Oh my
Like
God,
he's
you're
the
so
same. Well,
right.
he's probably like the biggest man whore if that's all he talks about.
Or
He's
he
like
might have some
projecting.
form of OCD. No, he has like an obsessive compulsive disorder. Like he's like obsesses over things.
Really?
Like he's obsessing over her and her hookup. He's obsessing over his sister. He's obsessing over his friends. Like he's obsessive.
I guess maybe.
Um so do you think did they ever mention if David and Lauren had sex? Did they ever have sex?
Yes, they did.
Okay, because I couldn't I kept thinking I'm like have they even been together? Like what are they doing?
Yeah, I think so because I think that he just said it in this episode I watched. Someone asked him when's the last time he had sex, and then he said he couldn't remember except for like he obviously had sex with Lauren.
Okay, because I never saw them like get like mushy with each other and hug each other or anything like that. So I'm just like, are they even spending time together? Like, what are they doing?
Right, but
Um,
we only see like 15 minutes out of hours.
so this whole ordeal of her, so he basically hears from his friends that Lauren has been hooking up with someone that his friends know. And she hooked up with him as little as like a week before she went on the show, which to Dave's credit, it is a little weird to hear that. Like if the roles were switched and she heard that he just slept with a girl a week before he like she'd be like, "You're not serious about this. Like, what is that?"
Yeah, I guess.
So I can understand why Dave would question it. I just don't understand why after she explained it to him, why he couldn't let it go.
Right. Like he
It
could
is
be
weird
maybe
to
bothered
hear.
by it at first, but the fact that I heard it over each episode, like enough, multiple times in each episode.
That's how the Real Housewives work. Like that's what Real Housewives do. They just keep bringing up the same thing over and over every episode, and that's why people are like not they're fed up with
Right,
it
and there's
already.
not like new information. Like it was so annoying.
Exactly. All he keeps saying is, "I'm trying to get there," and she's like, "So you're calling me a liar?" He's like, "No, I don't know what happened." It's like I just told you that.
Right. And like, I don't know. He was just being annoying. I think he just
I
wanted out.
I feel like he
Or
must have
his
just
ego's
wanted
too
out.
big. Sorry, what?
No, he must have wanted out, but also why did he could have just been like, "Do you have any feelings for him? Like, why would you hook up with him so close to that?" And be like, "Okay, it does feel weird. It's gonna take me a minute to get," and then just kind of because he wasted all their time. Like they couldn't, they lost all their connection because he wasted it on that.
Right.
So that was annoying.
Well, do you agree with the fact when Molly had a talk with him and was like, we talked in the pods about how you pull away before you can even get close enough, and she said that he's doing that now with her and using this like argument to do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I think he gets obsessed with something and can't let it go. Yeah, and I loved how Molly like she totally stood up for Lauren and she's like, "Well, you're making excuses. Yeah, it's not that complicated. Tell your friends to shut up. Like what? Who cares?" Like I
Um,
love it.
yeah, I love that she did that, but I also cannot believe that she wrote a letter. Lauren wrote a letter to his sister and he never gave it to her. Like he didn't even give it a chance.
I we have to hear from his sister and like the real
Right
deal
at the reunion.
because we don't understand what's happening. And
I think,
then when after at that party where when him and Lauren already like went their separate ways and they went to the party, Molly talked to him. Then when he went and asked Lauren to talk, and he's like that he felt bad and everything, but he didn't say I want to make it work. Like he just kind of didn't say anything. He just kept going in circles. It was driving me crazy.
yeah,
She's like, so you want to be with her or you don't? You like her or you don't? And then he told Molly that he's in love with Lauren. So it's like you're not acting like it.
right. If you really liked her, this wouldn't be that big of a deal.
So I guess they
Like
don't
to,
end up together.
right, they don't, but like to not even give it a chance to like bring her around the family and tell them like, hey, this is who. Oh, also he made a comment like how his family doesn't just meet anyone. And it's like, this isn't anyone. This is your fiance.
Yeah, he's weird. She's I wish she would have stood up for herself and been like, okay, we talked about this 15 times. Let me just say, I don't want to be with someone that has no boundaries and can't tell people to mind their own business. Like, let's start there.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? I wish she would have stood up for herself and told him, this is silly. You're not acting like a grown up. You're not the royal family. Like, cut it out
Right. Yeah, I know. She doesn't stand up for herself at all.
at all. And I'm so surprised she was even hooking up with a guy like that because she looks like all innocent.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you were doing what? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, hopefully she stands up for herself at that reunion.
Yeah. Okay, Monica and Joey. So he goes and meets her wackadoodle family. Her family's insane. That that jam session they had with instruments, I wanted to die. I wanted to die.
Yeah, it was funny.
It was so funny. Her mom and dad are lovely. Like they were so nice, and her sister is like a witch.
Seriously, her sister is jealous and wants to get married first.
Yeah, that whole night was a really bad look for her, but she did redeem herself a little bit. I don't know if you saw it yet when she did a photo shoot of them.
Yeah.
So she redeemed herself a tiny bit.
Yeah, definitely. But I like how Joey handled her sister.
Yeah, he was just like, maybe you should talk to your sister. Maybe she's jealous of you. Like, maybe this has nothing to do with me. It's like deep rooted from something else.
Right, like he was emotionally intelligent about it. He wasn't defensive. He was calm. Like he seems like a nice guy.
Do you think he's into her? Because I can't tell.
Um, did they get married or we haven't seen that yet?
No, we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen anyone get married yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Um, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I just can't tell. Like, I don't know. It could go either way.
I
I know,
think
I know she's
that's
into
just like
him.
how they are as a couple, maybe. Not
Yeah,
very PDA.
she looks like she's into him though.
Yeah, definitely.
And what was with the sock bun? The sock bin at her house? Everyone just puts like spare socks in a bin, and if you need a sock, you go to the bin. Like that's disgusting and weird.
Oh, I think I missed that, but that's a really bizarre.
At her house, when they were at her family's house, they have she's like, come. She took him upstairs to show him a bin of socks that everyone
That
just puts their socks in.
that's so weird.
And gross.
Yeah, what? That's something I wouldn't show someone.
They have to talk about that on the reunion. I would die.
Yeah,
All
I think
right.
they'll probably get married.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Daniel and Taylor, I think they're my top couple. They're number one in the running for me.
Is that the one where she accused him of following her?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, rocky start.
Rocky Star, she's a little paranoid.
Yeah. Um, but I think they're cute. I think they actually look like they really like each other.
I think they're adorable. I think they're just great. They already did you see the photo shoot for Christmas?
I don't think so.
So they did a whole photo shoot for a Christmas card because apparently they're both obsessed with Christmas. And they're so freaking cute. And so when they went to meet his parents, his family is awesome and lovely. I loved his parents. I loved his whole family, his blind sister. Like they're all so nice. And I loved when his blind sister said, I love this experiment because that's like the world I live in. Like I have to connect with people without seeing them.
Whoa, that's crazy.
You didn't see this yet?
Again, this was just like on while I'm doing stuff. I don't know.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I missed that.
So his family's like awesome, and he has a blind sister, and she said like she could so relate because she's blind. And so Taylor's parents though are a little rigid. Her mom is a little off-putting. So when she met him, she wasn't as welcoming as his parents, and she was more like skeptical. And then when he had his parents come meet her parents, and she was okay, but she's just not as nice. She's not as nice and welcoming. But as a couple, I think they're great. I love them, and I think if they keep going like this, they'll probably last.
Yeah, I like them. I think they'll get married, and I think they look like they genuinely like each other. And they also just both seem like normal.
Right.
Just like
It's
normal
not,
people.
it's like effortless. Like they just like each other and they're cool and they get along.
Yeah, I agree.
The ones that I don't think will last, Devin and Virginia.
Yeah, I feel like she's gonna snap it, or what am I trying to say? She's going to realize that she is too good for him.
Um, I don't think she's too good for him.
I think
I
she's the
mean,
catch.
but what do you mean by too good for him?
Well, I don't know, there's just
Like more
levels, you know?
successful? You think she's more successful?
Well, she obviously is, but just everything.
Okay, I almost peed in my pants listening to Claudia from the Toast talk about. Do you remember when he was in the pods and before they chose people and he was telling Brittany and then he told Virginia about his quote unquote drug problem and overdose on
His ibuprofen addiction. He was a drug addict, and it was an ibuprofen addiction.
No, wait. Hearing Claudia be like, wait a second. Are you talking about ibuprofen? She's like, you're basically overdosing on Advil? Like, that's not.
Right.
She goes, I talked to somebody and they said, like, that's what they do all the time. Like, it's not a problem. I died. I was peeing in my pants. It's so funny.
Yeah, he really, in the beginning, made it sound like it was a real addiction, and then he was like, it was ibuprofen.
And then they were saying, wait, she's like, is that code for something? Is it code?
Right. You're like, is it opioids? Like, what?
I mean, what? They don't have to use code. He could have said, prescription pills or something.
No, I think he meant
That's
ibuprofen.
what I'm saying. He didn't like. It's not like he can't say prescription pills or opioid. It's not against anything to say that.
Right.
So anyway,
They just told him to, like, open up and think of a difficult story, and that was it.
oh my god, stop! I'll never let that go. Anyways, so first their first hurdle is the prenup, which wasn't a hurdle. He just wasn't expecting it, but fine. Um, here's my thing with prenups, and I know people are like, well, whatever, right? You come in with, you leave with what you came with, and it's just protection, and it's better for both. Blah 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 blah. But here's my thoughts on prenups. The reason I think prenups suck is because unless the prenup says like what you already have is protected and then what you do in the marriage is like, by law, whatever, 50-50 or whatever it is, then that's fine. But I have a problem with prenups because when you get married, right? You don't know. There's so many floating factors that can happen. You can be married for 5 years, you can be married for 10, 20, 30 years. Now, if you're married for like a few years and it's going to blow up quick anyways, nobody leaves with anything because that's not long enough for things to be split or whatever. So that if it's going to be like a disaster like that, nothing's going to happen with your finances anyways, right? But let's say you're long term. You don't know how people are going to change. You don't know if they're going to have medical issues, if they're going to end up in a wheelchair, if they're going to cheat on you, if they're going to be verbally abusive, if they're going to turn into alcoholics, drug addicts, right? Like all these things can happen. And the stuff you go through with another person during a marriage, you cannot pre-plan. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're going to put up with shit potentially that is not equitable. Like it's not equal and it's like more, it's like stressful and it's all these things. And I'm sorry, I'm not that prenups like don't cover that. And that's bullshit. Cause it's like, oh, okay, you want a prenup. So the minute you either fall ill or any of these factors happen, then we get divorced. Like, cause they want you to stick around, right? Through thick and thin, but they
Right.
don't want to like be fair with the equity. It's like, no.
Right. I don't, it's hard to like set a predetermined amount
For the
because
shit
you
you
don't
might
know
go
what
through.
you're gonna do, if you're gonna be a caretaker, if it's like
Yeah.
it's, you never know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think the law is fair and it should just be like, you should just, and I get it. People take advantage and people are, especially like women with rich men, they get stupid. I get that. But these people are not rich. Like, I feel like if you're going to do that, it has to be with somebody that. like a Jeff Bezos or some people have like a lot of money.
I do understand though, like this is the perfect time to use a prenup though, because you literally don't know the person.
I
So
guess,
her
yeah.
protecting everything she has right now is 100% like understandable.
And if she falls ill and gets cancer, then it's understandable he leaves her.
Okay, but at that point, it like it's not a prenup on what they got together. It's everything from before. Like all the stuff she had before.
Oh no, the prenup is for when they got together. That a prenup is whatever you make it. And what she was doing was protecting what she has during the marriage too. She's not sharing with him as if they get divorced.
I guess.
Because she said it. She's like, this is how we split the assets. This is like it's pre-planned. Like you could do it the way I said, which I think is more fair, or you could do it the other way,
Right.
which doesn't make
Interesting.
sense because the law, whatever you had till the day you got married, is legally only yours anyways.
Right.
So, you know, I don't know.
Interesting. I wonder we'll see if he signs it.
I think he signed it, but Jackie, I mean, Claudia from the Toast also said he signed it because he's not going to marry her.
Oh my gosh.
She's like, yeah, he signed it because he's like, I'm saying no.
Well, he was probably scared off by their political talk, maybe, because he
Okay,
looked a
that's
little
why
uncomfortable.
yes, that's why I think they're not going to last
Yeah, I
because
agree.
he's essentially probably a conservative and she sounds like a demanding liberal.
Yeah. And it's different when you're like moderate and then lean a little left or lean a little right, but like if you're like just right or left, like it's just not gonna work.
You could be right or left though and have an open mind and not push it on to other people, and then that's fine too. Like you could just like get along and like have your differences and talk about it and be okay with it. But they're
Right, but
not.
she was making it sound like, well, we agree on this, right? Like we have to agree on
Exactly.
this.
She was forcing his hand.
Right, right. And it's so funny, you can always tell when someone's more conservative because they're always like, I don't really like have an opinion
Yeah,
or really like they try to not say it
I
when
know.
that person like knows the other one's a Democrat.
I know because so Ben and Sarah have the same issue, right? Because Sarah's like the left leaning, and then Ben seems like he doesn't.
Hmm.
He Ben doesn't even seem like right. He just seems like he doesn't really focus on that. Like he doesn't really care,
Yeah,
but he does go to church,
right.
which she's fine with, and she was cool. And they went to like a church service. I don't know if you saw that,
Yeah.
and so I think she's trying. Like at least she's not as hardcore, I
Right.
guess.
So in that sense, it like works.
I mean, we'll see if it works, but she seems to like him a lot. So she's
Yeah.
like,
Do you think he likes her?
you don't think he likes her?
I didn't say that.
Oh,
You only said that she likes him. So that's why I'm like, do you think he doesn't like her?
I think he does. It seems like it up to now.
Yeah, I think they're fine too.
At first, I thought she was so rigid, and I was like, oh, this girl, like, I can't. I don't like people that force their beliefs on other people and like don't have an open mind to just like be themselves and let other people be themselves. And she looked like that at the beginning, but she's grown on me a little because she softened up a little, and it's probably because of the level that she likes them.
Right, that's true.
And even when the girl posted that thing about him ghosting her and like all this stuff, he's like, I don't even remember. Like, that was so long ago. And I never
Someone
even.
did that?
You don't remember when they were sitting there and she looked online and somebody posted on social media that her and Ben dated like a long time ago and he ghosted her and he manipulated her and like she was trying to make him look bad.
Oh,
And Sarah was like, I need to know. I need to know if this is true. And he kind of told her, listen, I can't tell you exactly. It was so long ago. Like, I've talked to her, like, I don't remember, but we never even hooked up. Like, I never really dated her.
right. It
Anyways,
was probably one of those things they went on like 2 dates and then he wasn't feeling it, which I think it's appropriate to ghost. Honestly, I'm hot take, but I think it's appropriate. And she was bitter about it.
well, he talked to her since, but like very sporadic. You know, when you just like like you reach out and like it's just sporadic, but there was never anything serious.
Yeah.
But she did give him the benefit of the doubt, which I liked, and she believed him, and she didn't keep bringing it up or anything like that. So I
Yeah.
think she really likes him. But
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I don't know. Have they met the parents? I think they only met friends.
I think they just met like her sister and friends.
Yeah. So, yeah, when they meet the parents and the family stuff, that could be a problem depending on how they are.
Yeah, that's true.
But we'll see about that. I don't know.
Alrighty, I think that's it for Love is Blind.
I think that's it. Did it always come out on Fridays? Because I thought it was in the middle of the week before, but I guess not. I don't know.
I have no idea.
But we'll watch this Friday, and I think that's it because they're gonna either get married or not.
Yep.
Did you see the reunion looks?
No.
They posted the reunion like outfits. Oh my God, Brianna, you could tell they're from like wherever they're from. What is it, Minneapolis? When I tell you, Lauren is best dressed, and she's literally wearing just like a simple black dress. Like that's how bad it is.
Oh my gosh, no way.
It's bad.
Wait, what season is this? Season.
8.
No. I was trying to
I
look
think
it
if you
up.
go to the Love is Blind IG account, it's probably there.
Oh, I think Virginia looks cute.
You think Virginia looks cute?
In the purple?
I guess she's second runner up.
Um, wait, I need to see. Okay.
Virginia, okay, Virginia looks cute because Virginia is cute. That dress is not cute.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Like the material, like the color's pretty, but like that fringe, it looks cheap. It just doesn't look like high fashion.
Yeah, I agree. It's like cheesy.
And oh my God, Taylor, what is she wearing?
Ugh, all these people look the same to me. Who's Taylor?
Taylor's the one with the romper, the
Oh,
pantsuit, not pantsuit, pants.
yes. Oh, she looks so cheesy.
Yeah.
She got her inspiration from Real Housewives. Like that's the kind of stuff they wear.
Oh my God, look at Joey. He has a skateboard. How funny. He doesn't look bad though. I don't like
No,
his
his
hair,
outfit's fine.
but his hair's bad.
Oh my gosh, who is this?
Oh my God, that's the girl, Madison. The black? Are you looking at the black with the mesh?
The butterfly tattoo?
Yeah.
Yeah, awful. Oh my gosh. She's always given like that kind of vibe. What she's wearing. I could so see her in this. It is so bad. Oh my gosh.
And Molly, oh my God, it's like Little Mermaid. It's like really bad.
The blue?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, that's not her. Oh, she's also wearing blue. Wow. Yeah. That's not her color.
Can I just say I really like how Love is Blind is they go to different cities. Oh my God, Ben looks good in black and gray. Um, the men are dressed better than the women on this reunion, but I really like how they go to each city and then you get a taste of like how people are there, like their accent, how they dress,
Mm-hmm.
like how what their city. I like that aspect of the show.
Yeah, me too. Can
It's
appreciate it.
fun
Mm-hmm.
because it's like different. It's
Oh
cool.
yeah, you could so tell they're Minneapolis.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny because I was like, oh my God, this is like awful.
Yeah. There was nothing too juicy or crazy this season though.
No, but it's all right. It's still a good experiment. It's still a good time.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll catch up next week.
Yep.
We'll
That's
see you.
all.